Hi guys, it's Adrian and it's Wednesday. Today's topic is all about how to spot a solution over a silver bullet. Now what do I mean by that? Well, traditional vampire movies, the silver bullet is the thing that, kills the vampire, solves the problem. And the silver bullet for me is something that somebody's looking for the silver bullet is the thing that's going to make the problem go away really quickly. They look at it as a quick fix. And really those quick fixes, those silver bullet ideas very rarely work because they're normally about the immediate symptoms somebody's feeling and thinking that this is going to solve the problem quickly. And the simple rule for me, which is my father used to say to me this so many times, was if it looks too good, it probably is. And it's true. When things look too good, they probably are too good. They're not going to do the job you want them to do. So why do we fall for this sort of silver bullet idea? Why do we actually even think about it? Well, the reason is we have an abundance of choice. We have too much choice out there. And there's too many things that we can think that are going to make these things work for us. And what we tend to do is we miss out on actually looking at what the problem is. Now, last week it was all about how to stop doing other people's stuff. And so you're an owner, a manager or a colleague, you see someone struggling and the immediate thought is, well, I know, I'll help them out. That's a silver bullet mentality working out, because actually helping them out may get something done right there at the moment, but it's not going to actually solve the problem, because sometimes people need to learn how to fail or feel the pain of the burn, if you like, to be able to learn how to do something better. So by jumping in with our silver bullet idea of, oh, I'll do the job, ruins your time, actually ruins their learning. So that's one example of silver bullets. What we need to think about is, what is it that actually makes this happen? Why do we fall for this? Well, we fall for this because there's too much choice. Think for a moment about a crisis. When you've had a crisis, when something has suddenly needed you to fix it, there is no choice. There's actually only one thing you can do, the thing that's going to make it happen. Now, admittedly, there may be other options available, but you pick one and you get on with it and you do it. And the problem is solved. So in a crisis, we immediately look at things, we discard anything that's irrelevant and go straight into the thing that's going to sort it out there and then, but to solve the problem, not just the symptom. We save the lives, but we solve the problem. Now, if that's happening, that's great, because at that moment, what we're doing is we're using the lizard brain to its best. We're seeing something that needs solving. We've got to stay safe. We've got to fix the problem. We've got to get rid of the danger. But once that goes away, we're into a different world. Now, in a normal world, modern brain is looking at it. The things that affect our lizard brain, the things that stop us taking action is we need to look good. We want to make sure that, is it going to be a success or is it going to fail? Is it like we want fame, we want wealth, we want the material things, or we're frightened we're not going to get them. And those things stop us in our tracks. In a crisis, none of that happens. Because in a crisis, we go straight to the issue and deal with it. So how do we get it to a point where we're not looking for these silver bullets, but we're actually working on the real problem? Well, we really need to understand where we're going to be able to do that. We need to understand the purpose. We need to have a clear drive towards that purpose. We need to know what our vision and our goals are, so that when a problem comes along, we can look at it through the lens of where we're trying to get to. If we have that in place, then we can make smart choices. However, we've all heard the facts about the number of choices we make that are unconscious versus conscious. It's something like 95% to 5%. And when we're doing something unconsciously, we might find that we're just reacting. We're not thinking about something, we're just doing it. We're getting into action, we're reacting. Now, when we're reacting, that is often a sign that we're just taking the first thing that comes to mind, not having that moment of stop, pause, breathe, think about it for a second, and then continue. That count to 10 that was always told to me as a child, before you lose your temper, count to 10. Gives you a chance to think about something, think about a different way of acting. So when we have clarity about our purpose, our vision and our values and what we're trying to achieve, the path, then we start to be able to make better choices. And even though 5% of our choices are conscious, if we're present in the moment, we're going to be making conscious choices about the now, not about what's going on in our head, our worries, our fears. So to get a different outcome, we need to make more conscious choices. And to do that, we need to be more aware. So what do we need to be aware of? And how does that look like? What does it look like? Well, simply put, we need a roadmap. We need a path to be following. So things like planning your day, knowing what you're going to do in a day helps you avoid the silver bullets on a day, because you understand the issues, the challenges, the things that you're going to take action on and produce a result with. So you've got a plan for the day. It sets your path very clearly, and to the people around you, really important this, to the people around you, it communicates your purpose, your vision, and your values. I had a situation recently where I assumed somebody understood what I was trying to do and missed the messages coming back from them that they were actually on a slightly different track, and it has caused a bit of a hiccup. But that was because I assumed that they were thinking about the things in the same way I was. They hadn't seen the roadmap that I was seeing. They'd seen their part of it, but they hadn't seen the big picture. So you've got to include people in the big picture, otherwise they're not going to be following you. And also, if you lose sight of the big picture, if you get distracted by something, then this tasty little silver bullet is going to look really good until you stand back and realize that, yeah, it'll solve that problem, but what are other issues it's going to cause later on? So it's communicating that really clearly to people, and this is really key. It reduces your choices. If you really understand the path that you're going on, the outcome you want to achieve, the results you're looking to put together, the things you want to make happen in this world, the transformation you want for your customers, the transformation you want for you in your life, if you're really clear about that, then you have less choices. And it really focuses your mind down to a few things that you can do, and not there's lots of things that might be possible. And that's a really vital element of leadership, because if you can focus people's minds down, then they're going to be like you, thinking on a particular path. So this little shiny thing that might solve a little bit of a problem quickly isn't the solution. It's this shiny little thing that they think might solve the problem quickly, but actually it's going to create problems further down the track. So locks you in, shuts you down. There's a great guy called Bo Eason, American football player, who's now a public speaker, and he says it's about locking you into a life sentence. It's like locking you in, closing your space down so you've got less room to maneuver. You have to focus on what's in front of you. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, you've got to be prepared to sweat. You know, if you remember my story, I've told many times about meeting Chris Hoy, the Olympic cyclist. He won the gold, his 6th gold medal by that much. He cycled something like 75 miles. Then he did an exercise that made him throw up because he did grid sprints, and then cycled 80 miles back every Thursday for 4 years. That's 204 Thursdays, I think it is, for 4 years to win that gold medal. So you've got to be prepared to throw up, to sweat, to do something. You've got to be willing to not look good. You've got to be willing to look grotty and miserable and upset and all those things. That's fine. You've got to be able to be prepared to do that. You've got to be prepared to be vulnerable. Watch Brené Brown's video on vulnerability. Fantastic. Watch that. Really get connected with your vulnerability, because through vulnerability, the next thing comes out, which is your creativity. Because vulnerability is the source of your creativity. You've got to be yourself. You've got to be your stand, right? What does that mean? Well, my stand is that individuals and business owners can achieve their best results as long as they build the correct foundations for their business. If they don't have the correct foundations, their business is going to be a bit flaky. But if they have the right foundations, then you can build any business you like. So it's about getting these basic foundations. And this is a really fundamental skill, being able to focus your mind so you don't get distracted by the silver bullets. And you've got to be creative. And you've got to let the people around you be creative, because they're the ones that are going to add the value into your business. Share your emotions. There you go. Yeah, share your emotions, because your emotions actually guide people. When you meet somebody, you pick up so much more information than what comes out of their mouth. And so if you're trying to be happy and excited, you've got to be happy and excited. If you're trying to be happy, excited, and actually you're really pissed off and fed up and not excited, and you're trying to be, I'm really excited and I just don't look it, then people get it. They're going to read that. They're not going to listen to your words. They're going to see that. So make sure people are really true about your emotions, and that's what you need to do, okay? Now, why am I taking all this? Well, if you remember, the last few weeks I've been talking about this 5-week program, which we put back to September, and there's lots of reasons for that, but we put it back to September. And the 5-week program is about you in your business building the necessary foundations for you to grow your business. Now, those foundations are your platform to grow in whatever direction you need, to hire new staff, to expand, to increase your marketing, to increase your sales, whatever it may be. You need those foundations in place. And it's then building a plan that you can really enable you to take bold steps with your business and get supported in building that. So it's over a 5-week period, and it helps you understand how to build the new relationships you need to make your business grow. And if you do that, then what you'll be enabling yourself to do is in the second half of this year, really kickstart your business and drive it forward, because up until now, your business has been working at this level. But if you want to take it up to that level, if you want to push it beyond where you expect it to get to, where you want to really be successful, these foundations are really vital. So all you have to do if you're interested in this program is send me a direct message or put a comment in the box below. Yes, please tell me about the program. I will send you an email next week about the program. We have the dates all confirmed, and it will be held at the new centre called Signal in Borden, which is a great space, fantastic meeting rooms. And we're going to meet there once a week on a Thursday, and we'll be there for about 3.5 hours. And then in the week, you'll have homework to do, and you'll have a buddy to be working with during that time over the full 5-week program. Let me know if you're interested, and I'll get back to you. Now, today's message is, what are the things to take aware of? Be prepared to sweat. Be prepared not to look good. Be prepared to be vulnerable. Do the awkward thing, the uncomfortable thing. Be yourself. Be your stand. Be really clear about what that is. Be creative. Let others be creative too, and share your emotions. Because if you start doing all that, if you get really clear about your plan for yourself, then when you see these little ideas that come up going, oh, that looks like a quick solution, you'll be able to measure that against your roadmap and say, that doesn't fit. I need to do something else. Be prepared to do the thing that other people aren't willing to do the thing that they're not expecting you to do. Hope that was useful. Facebook Live, remember, every Wednesday, 12:30. Next week, I'll be sending out the information a little bit earlier, and look forward to seeing you then. Hope you have a lovely rest of the week and the weekend. See you next week. Bye for now.